Hare Krishna. Summary of Canto 3, Chapter 18. The battle between Lord Bhur-Varaha and the demon Hiranyaksha. In this chapter, we see that Hiranyaksha actually neglected Varuna's warnings, and learning from Narada Muni the whereabouts of the Lord, he quickly entered the Garbhodak ocean in the Rasatal region. There Hiranyaksha saw the all-powerful Lord bearing the earth on his tusks. The demon laughed at the Lord and he said, "O amphibious beast, O Vanagochar, O Mruga, this earth is entrusted to us. We are the inhabitants of the lower regions. You cannot take it and not be hurt by me. O lowest of the Devatas who have taken the form of a boar, stop." So this is actually an indirect glorification to the Lord. The indirect meaning is that Hiranyaksha is actually telling, "You have been given the earth by Brahma, do not give up the earth. You will obtain our kingdom along with the earth by being merciful to me, O supreme among the Devatas who have appeared as a boar for your devotees." Then Hiranyaksha said, "O rascal, nourished by our enemies, you have killed demons by remaining invisible. O fool, your power is only mystic, and today I will enliven my kinsmen by killing you." This is also an indirect glorification. The hidden meaning is, have the Devatas taken shelter of you who kill the Asuras by your mercy in order to award me liberation? By killing the demons, you give them a spiritual destination. You remain victorious though you are invisible. Then Hiranyaksha said, "When you die by my means, all the demigods and sages will also die, like trees without roots." This is also an indirect glorification. The hidden meaning is that when the demon would be deprived of his mace by the Lord, not only the neophyte devotees, but also the ancient sagacious devotees of the Lord would be very, very much satisfied. Now, the demon was criticizing the Lord in various ways, but every word of criticism had actually a glorification towards the Lord. For example, Vanagochara means the resident of the forest or water, but it also indicates Lord Narayana who lies on the water. Mruga is basically an animal, but it also means one who is sought after by the sages. Agnya is a fool. It also means there is no knowledge which is unknown to the Lord. Suradhama means lowest of the demigods, but it also means the Lord of all the demigods. Therefore, he is the best of all demigods, or he is the supreme Lord. While talking to the Lord, Hiranyaksha said, "In my presence, mamekshataha." But that can also mean, in spite of my presence, you are able to take away the earth. Hiranyaksha said, "Na swasti yasyasi." You cannot go and not be hurt by me. But that can also mean, unless you kindly take this earth from our custody, there can be no good fortune for us. Then he said, "Abhavaya," for killing. That can also mean killing, the process of continued birth and death. Then he used the word Shucha. Shucha means grief, but it can also mean material miseries are extinguished by the Lord's Yogamaya potency. Although the Lord was somewhat pained by the shaft-like abusive words used by the demon by seeing that the earth was placed on the ends of his tusks, he bore the pain. He bore the pain of of these shaft-like abusive words of Hiranyaksha, and he rose out of the water. The Lord is satisfied if someone offers him a very nice prayer. Similarly, he is dissatisfied if someone decries his existence or calls him ill names. Because God is a person, he is as sentient as we are. So the Lord exhibited such feelings. The demon with golden hair and fearful tusks gave a chase to the Lord and said, "There is nothing reproachable for shameless creatures." And this is also an indirect glorification. It means, can there be criticism of those who are merciful and modest? Or the demon criticizes himself, is there a censure for me, a demon dedicated to my own pleasure, devoid of all shame? The Lord placed the earth on the surface of the water and gave her the ability to float on water. Brahma extolled the Lord and the demigods and rained flowers on him. The Lord then angrily replied to Hiranyaksha with very sharp words and laughed. The Lord was angry upon hearing the abusive words of the demon, and he laughed on hearing the other meaning of the words, the hidden meaning of the words, which were actually a praise. So the Lord's fitting reply to Hiranyaksha also has two meanings. So first the Lord said, "Indeed, we are jungle creatures and searching for dogs like you. One who's beyond death has no fear from the loose talk of one who's bound by the laws of death." The other meaning is that he said, "We are seen by pure devotees, Managochara. Mercifully, I have searched out sense enjoyers, Grama Simhan, to deliver them, since one who receives my mercy is not subject to death." Then the Lord said, "Certainly we have stolen the charge of the inhabitants of Rasatala. I will stay here because having created enemy with a powerful enemy, I have no place to go." Another meaning is that I am the receiver of the devotional offerings even by the demons in Rasatala. I must battle with you to derive bliss from fighting because of the enmity in you caused by the curse of the Kumaras. Where else will I go? Then the Lord said, "Give up your foolish talk and wipe out the tears of your relatives by slaying us, one who does not deserve a seat in an assembly if he fails to fulfill his promise." Another meaning is that filled with prema, you accepted the mood of a demon as a promise to give me happiness of fighting. He who does not keep his promise is unfit to sit in the assembly. Therefore, make me happy by fighting. Wipe your tears of bliss. So, like this, there was a challenge between Hiranyaksha and Lord Gore, and thus being challenged, the demon became very angry like a cobra. He quickly sprang upon the Lord and dealt him a blow with his powerful mace. The Lord dodged his attack, and just like he was acting just like how an accomplished yogi avoids death. The angry Lord now rushed to meet the demon, who took up his mace again. Then, with his mace, the Lord struck the enemy on the right of his brow, but the demon protected himself with his own mace. In this way, they struck each other with their huge maces with a desire to win. They both had sustained injuries on their bodies from the blows of each other's pointed maces. In their eagerness to win, they performed various maneuvers like two forceful bulls fighting for the sake of a cow. Brahma, accompanied by the sages, came to see this terrible fight between them, and after seeing the power of Hiranyaksha that no one could fight with seeing him so powerful, Brahma then addressed Lord Narayana, who had assumed the form of a boar. He told Lord Narayana, "This demon is an offender of the Devatas, he is an offender of the devotees, Brahmanas, cows, and sinless living beings. Having attained a boon from me, he is wandering all over the universe searching for a proper combatant. My dear Lord, there is no need for you to play with this wicked demon. Before his demoniac hour arrives and his cruel power increases, just kill him. The darkest evening which covers the world is fast approaching. So kindly kill him and win victory for the demigods." The auspicious period called as Abhijit commenced at midday and has almost passed. Luckily, now this demon has come of his own accord to you. So kill him in this Abhijit period and establish peace in all the worlds. Hare Krishna. This completes the summary of Canto 3, Chapter 18. The battle between Lord Gore and the demon Hiranyaksha. Hare Krishna.